28.
28.
28 piccolos.
30.
30 clarinets.
31.
31.
31 trumpets.
22.
22.
22 mellophones.
11 baritones.
23.
23. 23 alto saxes. 12.
12 tenor saxes.
27.
27 drummers. 2 majorettes.
11 trombones.
4
4.
drum majors.
13. 13 tubas.
16.
16 color guard.
This
This.
is the pride of the ACC.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Pride of the ACC. My name is Adam Pohl, joined again by the head of UNC Bands in Jeff Fuchs for what is, it's hard to believe it, our final show of this, our first season here of the Pride of the ACC. And Jeff, looking to the end of our show to start, we've got a really, really special Hark the Sound project that we've been pumping everybody up about for a long time here through the show. So many of our alums and our current marching band members have participated, and it's going to be really, really cool to watch.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see it. And talking with Michael, who's putting it together, he's assured us he has so much material to use that the group is both the alum and the current students, and even some prospective students have really come through with sending us material. So I can't wait for the end of the episode. And that's how we'll sign off tonight, is with the Hark the Sound. I can't wait to see it.
And that's really, it's a celebration of the marching band community, both current and alums. And we were able to have that this weekend as well with an alumni gathering online. It's not the usual alumni weekend that you're able to put together with the on-field performance and everything like that. But Jeff, it was really, really special. And the thing about it is there were so many people, so many alums that joined up to talk and reminisce and catch up with old friends and their old teachers.
We had over 186 unique logins to the various Zoom rooms on Saturday. I was just overwhelmed with the response. And I'll say this, it was the first of our annual Zoom alumni reunions, because we will do this again. And, this COVID experience has brought out some really good things. Mm-hmm. Who would have ever thought to do a virtual alumni reunion before March of 2020? We're gonna try to decide now the spacing of them, whether we'll do it in the spring virtual and in the fall in person. But mm-hmm. it was just absolutely fabulous to drop in the rooms. And the oldest member, I think, or the most experienced member, we had a young man who marched in 1966.
Wow.
Marching Tar Heels, all the way through a young lady who had just graduated last March. Or last May, I guess. Seems like March is when it all stopped, but in May. So, how many years is that? It's how many years? 54 years.
Right.
Marching students in Carolina online at the same time. And of course, it was great to have Alan Reep and Jim Heil and Brian Doyle, Matt McClure back, Ars Golden, Aaron Cooper, Steve Lytle. It was just I tell you, my heart is still full from that day. It was really fun.
That was a lot of fun. And, even for me, we've talked to so many of our alums that have been featured on the show, have talked about how they stay in touch with so many people from the marching band from the years at Carolina. But even with that, there were multiple people on my breakout room, the Brian Doyle breakout room, that I hadn't talked to, in ages. And it was just so great to see their faces and hear from them, catch up with them just a little bit. And what an incredible day. And this will be fun to be able to do that again and again and stay more tightly knit as far as the community is considered.
Absolutely. I can't wait for the next one. And it's just, something that will continue to hold us to this common thread that we have in our lives. And we'll just keep getting more and more people involved. And, the word there's already people who have written on Facebook and sent me that they're so upset they missed it. And I'll be releasing I've downloaded all the rooms into YouTube videos. So I'll be putting those on our Alumni Band Facebook page, so people who weren't there can watch the conversations. They'll be up, early next week. They'll be up.
That is fantastic. Well, last week we were able to look into Tau Beta Sigma. We focused on them, that group that has done so much for the marching band. But there's another group that is very similar in nature, and that is Kappa Kappa Psi. We wanted to feature them today.
Absolutely. They're the brother organization, if you will, to Tau Beta Sigma. They're also 10 years old now. Tau Beta Sigma was chartered in the spring of 1 year, and Kappa Kappa Psi came on board in the fall of the next, but they went through their colonization period at the same time. And it's a group of people, again, a co-ed group, guys and gals involved with it that exist primarily to serve the college band and to promote the college band. And in the case of Psi, they do their primary service for us is they take care of all of the field prep and cleanup before and after rehearsals. So they get there early, they get the yard line markers out, the speaker system set up, the ladders put up, they help with unloading the truck, and then after rehearsal, they get all that stuff put away. Like Tau Beta Sigma, they're one text message away from having as many hands to help with any project. Their president is Kaylee Burrell this year, and I can text Kaylee and say, hey, I've got this project I need help with. Can you get me some people at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning? And they'll be there, and they'll be there helping. It's just a great group of kids who, again, makes our lives so much easier. And they're kids who want to give back and serve the college band program. And I don't know how we would do what we do without them.
Hi everyone, my name is Kaylee Burrell, and I am the president of the Mu Eta chapter of Kappa Kappa Psi. Kappa Kappa Psi is a national honorary band fraternity which focuses in service, leadership, music, and brotherhood for college and university band programs. We were founded on November 27, 1919 at Oklahoma A&M, which is now known as Oklahoma State University. At UNC, we were chartered September 6, 2008. Flash forward to 2020, and we now have 30 brothers as a part of our chapter, which is the largest we've ever been. As you can see on this map, we're represented from all over the United States, and even amongst all different cities in North Carolina. Despite this pandemic and unprecedented times, we have done our best to come close as a chapter and to still find ways, creatively and virtually, to serve and unite with the band program. I hope you enjoyed this segment on the Pride of the ACC video series.
Hi, my name is Joel Mugabanga. I'm a sophomore clarinet player and the alumni secretary for Kappa Kappa Psi. We asked some of our charter members to describe the process of chartering Kappa Kappa Psi. This is what Anthony Lamar Sawyer had to say. Being a charter member for the Mu Eta chapter of Kappa Kappa Psi is and will always be one of the most special things that I did as a student at UNC. As far as my reasons for being a part of Mu Eta's charter line, I have to start with my love for the Marching Tar Heels. My oldest brother began as a UNC student and band member in 1996, so I grew up going to Chapel Hill for football games and watching him march. I was hooked from this. We spent many nights in Avery dorm making plans for how we would give back to the band. We volunteered together, raised money for our colonies, including cleaning up Keenan Stadium on Sundays after football games, and traveled back and forth to Columbia, South Carolina, where each of our sponsored chapters were located. Finally, and after a lot of patience and diligence, we finished the process and became a chapter on September 6, 2008. Additionally, the 8 charter members, Avery Simmons II, Taras Scott A.B. Misher, Clifton Ryan Carroll, Anthony Lamar Sawyer, Channing Bennett, Terry Scott Hartman, Andre Watson, and Jesse Wayne Watson Jr. became brothers of Kappa Kappa Psi. It was an awesome day, and they've been striving ever since. And in the words of Jesse Wayne Watson Jr., he said that starting Mu Eta was a lot of work, but he would not trade it for anything. And looking back on it today, he is truly overjoyed that it has become the very thing that they've worked for 12 years. They are doing just fine, and they are so grateful for chartering Kappa Kappa Psi.
Hey y'all, I'm Clayton. I'm a sophomore majoring in peace, war, and defense and public policy and minoring in Spanish. I play baritone for the Marching Tar Heels, and I joined the Mu Eta chapter of Kappa Kappa Psi in spring of 2019, and I'm currently the youngest active brother. I decided to join Kappa Kappa Psi after I saw how much time and hard work and commitment that the brothers put into making sure the bands at UNC ran smoothly and were successful, and how much fun they had together while doing service.
Hi, my name is Liz, and I'm a senior majoring in Peace, War, and Defense and European Studies with a minor in Spanish. I play clarinet in the Marching Tar Heels, and I joined Kappa Kappa Psi in the spring of 2018. I initially joined because DJ from the clarinet section, who's now one of my best friends, convinced me to go to one of KK Psi's interest events. Coming into college, I was very skeptical of Greek life. It's not something that I thought I would ever be interested in. But once I came to the event and met the brothers, I was just surrounded by this very welcoming energy and this sense of mutual support and brotherhood that has really carried with me during my 4 years in Psi. And that's something that I've been really proud that has been like a central part of Psi, regardless of how many members we have. Like now we have almost 30 members, and I still feel like close to all of my brothers in the same way that I did when I first joined. During my time here at Carolina, I've also been very excited to see all of the opportunities that my brothers have pursued. There have been countless leadership positions filled by brothers, like seeing them up on the podium as drum majors, or running around helping during band camp as section leaders, or in whatever capacity. I've just seen all my brothers taking charge and really displaying their passion for the band, which has been just so rewarding for me. And all of the brothers who have graduated, especially those who have graduated in music ed, just seeing their continued love for music and all the work that they're doing with that has really made Psi special for me.
Hey everybody, welcome back here to the Pride of the ACC. And here over the course of our show, one of the neat things about the show this year has been how involved the current students in the Marching Tar Heels have been, even for many of them from home, in putting together these videos, voicing pieces, getting us pictures of their time with the Marching Tar Heels to celebrate their their different sections and their bonds within the organization. So we have been able to look over the last 13 shows at so many different groups within the band. But this is going to be a little bit different today, Jeff, because we are featuring our senior class.
That's right, Adam. We're, these people are so important and have been so important to the program. There's 56 of them that are with us for their final time, their final year. And, I really feel for these kids because they missed a whole year. They missed their final year in Kenan Stadium, and certainly by far the best football team we've had in their 4 years here. It appears that they're going to miss the basketball season in the Smith Center. Again, it appears certainly a much better team than we had last year, and all the things that go with that. But at the same time, they've been very upbeat about it. They've accepted it that they lost half of their spring semester, their junior year, and their senior year hasn't been what it was. But they still have 3 great years of experience in the band and at Carolina. And at the end of the day, they're still going to be a Carolina graduate and a Tar Heel for life. We certainly appreciate all they did for the band program. And it's our honor and pleasure today to focus on them as our section feature for this, our last episode.
Well, that was a fantastic look at a very special class, our senior class here this year within the Marching Tar Heels. We're going to switch up a little bit here because it was also Veterans Day this week, Jeff, and we want to focus on one of our alums. I'm telling you, what a conversation we had. Jenny Best Bailey, and Jenny is just somebody that overwhelms you with her incredible attitude and energy. It was so great to catch up with her this week. And she's somebody that had so many different roles within the band in her years there, and is now an active member of the Armed Forces.
Jenny started out at her freshman year. She was a clarinet player in the band, and she was she was very small in stature. I'm not even sure she was 5 foot tall. She had a big personality, and she came to me at the end of the fall marching season, and she wanted to play a brass instrument or something, and she really wanted to play tuba. And I made her the deal that if she could carry it, she could play it. I thought we were going to have to put wheels on the bottom of it for her because it was so big. But, she picked it up and she taught herself how to play a little bit. And she was awesome. And then the kids and we selected her to be a drum major as a junior. And then she retained that role her senior year. So, yeah, she was part of the woodwind, brass, and leadership sections in her 4 years with us. And she was such a great kid. The thing I so appreciate about Jenny and her time in the band was that she was not afraid to come in and she was a great conduit for us from the students to the leadership. And that was an interesting time in our program's history. And there were a lot of growing pains going on. And she was one that was in my office a lot, kind of keeping us headed in the right direction with the students and what we needed to be doing, and in some cases what we didn't need to be doing. But what a ball of energy, and a great young lady from right around Chapel Hill. I think she went to high school in Garner, and just a bundle of energy, and such a friendly and outgoing young lady.
And one other thing, I mean, when you live the military life, they'll send you to all corners of the world. And Jenny, as we'll see, talk to us from North Pole, Alaska. So, we're still in the United States, but my goodness, I mean, you could give Jenny a list of the Christmas gifts that you want, the wish list for your kids, because she's all the way up there.
Yeah, she could hand deliver it for us. That's awesome.
So here's our chat with Jenny Best Bailey.
So my name is Virginia Bailey. Many probably know me as Jenny Best, if you do know me. So it's Jenny. I was in the band from 2002 to 2006 and started out as clarinet. And when I joined the Carolina, I saw the horn swings, right? So that's the fun part. So I wanted to play the tuba, so the sousaphone, right? So he was like, if you could carry it, go for it. So essentially, I'll put in quotes, taught myself how to play. So I was not any good. I wasn't great at all, but I loved playing sousaphone. So I did clarinet freshman year, sousaphone sophomore year, as far as the marching band goes, and then was drum major junior and senior year. Currently, I am active duty Army. So I am an audiologist. So I diagnose hearing loss, teach about hearing prevention. So I'm always on my soapbox about protecting your hearing. So that's my career by trade. Went to grad school for that. So I'm active duty Army, have been in for 10 years, just hit 10 years this past summer, and currently stationed at Fort Wainwright in Alaska. So I'm in Fairbanks, Alaska. I actually live in North Pole. So we're down the street from Santa Claus. Which is really awesome. The leadership roles that I play now and interacting with people and getting people together and trying to get things done. Same thing, even on that student level. So you start out there, headstrong, try new things, and not being afraid to fail, right? So you might not make it, or it might not turn out how you want it to, but those are lessons learned, and it makes you grow. You learn from that, and then use that along the way in the rest of your life, your career, your family. Like it can tie into everything. So yes, leading that student organization along with other students too. So I was drum major with 3 other drum majors, right? So it was like you do things on your own in a way, but not really. You're pretty much working as a section. So it's like, hey, this is what we need to do today. Who's running this? Who's running that? What are you going to do? And then in turn, also, we're kind of middleman between the band and Mr. Fuchs, right? And the other leaders of the band. So playing that role and how to communicate and get things done with, depending on who you're talking to and what their needs are, and being able to carry that out definitely plays and can tie together. So yes, I would think so. We was up and Mr. Fuchs wanted us to play Isaac Zumba, right? So tempo wise, the song is supposed to go pretty slow, right? So I kicked it off and it's supposed to be like, dun, 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 like it's slow, okay? So I kicked it off and I was like, dun, 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 dun. Oh, he fussed me out. It was, he was like, stop. It's like, oh my God. I mean, it was a football game, right? So, and I'm sitting there, the band's in front of me. So then, co-drum major AJ Brooks took over. He's like, I got you. So he just took it. It was horrible. I was like, oh my God. I think just the excitement of that moment, I wasn't thinking of, because drum major wise, you have to think about what song you're doing, the tempo, how it's supposed to go, and the band's going to go off for you. So when they took off, I was like, oh, this isn't right. This is not right. So my Carolina family, so to say, started with the band, right? So the people that I'm connected to, or were connected to then and still connect to now, came from band. So as far as, look, if I start naming names, I'm gonna go off. But so just leadership wise, a few of the drum majors. So we had Will Chavis, you got Dana Harris, or Dana Hackett, who do you remember her? And I was like, oh my gosh, Tasha Bennett, Winstead, you know her. So just all these people, my whole crew essentially started from band. I mean, you've got like Q Sawyer and Sherelle and AJ and Aaron, everybody. So there's so many. I know I'm leaving out some names, so y'all don't hold me to it. Y'all right here in my heart. Like, what a different year, right? So totally different experiences. But still, you're still making memories, right? This is stuff current students you're going to talk about for years. So hold on to that. Hold on to those connections. This COVID year has been rough in many ways, but also they're also positive. So I try not to focus on the not so great, not being able to travel or not being able to see family. That stuff takes a toll, especially being so far away. Like, I'm 4,000 miles from home. And Alaska's not really playing when it comes to, especially in the beginning, leaving the state and coming back in. That was hard. We just couldn't do it. So for the current students, like, take advantage of the positives, like making these memories, the videos and the section groups, and even getting together in smaller groups instead of the whole band. Again, yes, we know it's different, but you're doing awesome. These are memories you'll have for a lifetime, and just hold on to those.
Boy, that was a lot of fun. Jenny, she said there was 14 inches of snow on the ground already up there. Here we are in North Carolina. It's 80 degrees. I mean, she's got to be missing home, but what a trooper. And it's so much fun to catch up with Jenny, who is, of course, a part of the Army. And so many of your students in the Marching Tar Heels over the years, Jeff, have ended up going into the military. It's really remarkable.
It really is. We decided a couple weeks ago to put out this call for all of our alums who have served to be in touch with us so we could recognize them tonight as part of this show. And it's been great to hear from some, and a couple of really interesting ones I'll share with you from Bo Hine, who was in the Marching Tar Heels in 1948 and 49.
Wow.
Tuba player, and prior to coming to Carolina, he served in the Navy for 2 years and was actually on the ground in Western Europe for 4 months at the end of World War II. And
incredible.
Yeah, and then another, Stanley Foley, was a trumpet player in 1951, and he was another one that served in the Army, and he was on the ground. He was in the Army from 44 to 46, and the first 4 months of his duty, he was in Europe, and was there from March of 44 until it would have been March, April, May, June, I guess July. So dating all the way back. And then, of course, we have Jenny, who I think has been in probably close to 10 years now.
Yep.
We have some career people who are still in and serving or have moved on to reserves, and some who have just spent a couple years and stationed all over. Mark Roberts is stationed in Italy. We have people stationed, Dandra Glenn lives in Fayetteville, has been stationed in Pennsylvania in a reserve group. So yeah, it's really fun to see how many of those people have served our country. And we're kind of combining Armed Forces Day and Veterans Day here with those who have served and those who are serving. But we certainly thank them for their service.
So tell us a little bit, Jeff, about this performance we're going to see, because this was a military appreciation show that you guys did in 2018.
Yes, it's one that, we do a military appreciation day every year in Kenan Stadium. And so we have about 6 different versions of a military appreciation show that will rotate through. This one that we're going to see tonight is one of my favorites in that it's all animated out, much like the Western show we saw last week. Matt Pernack, one of our staff members, did the drill for this one. And it's a great response from the crowd on this one. And it's a picture show, if you will, that salutes all of our armed forces, veterans, and currently serving people. But it's a great tribute to those who serve, and we hope you enjoy it.
And now we salute all the men and women who have and continue to serve our country as members of the United States military with this Armed Forces medley. States Marines. The United States Coast Guard. The United States Army. Ladies and gentlemen, they are your University of North Carolina Marching Tar Heels.
All right, welcome back, everybody, here to the Pride of the ACC. That was the military show, and Jeff, I know that's always a special one, and it was such a great way to honor our students that, of course, have served in the military here during this show, Veterans Day week.
Yes, we do. We have a military appreciation game every year in Kenan Stadium, so it's fun to come up with different ways of incorporating that salute into our halftime show. And this was a really special show that we did, and it was so nice that we were able to pay tribute to all of our band alums who have served.
So this, I know, this is hard to say, but this is actually our final segment of this, our first season of the Pride of the ACC. And we wanted to, Jeff, show some of those that have worked so hard. We get a lot of the glory being on the camera, but that have worked so hard to put together the 14 episodes that our alums and our students and those that are big fans of the Marching Tar Heels have watched here throughout this first season.
You're absolutely right, Adam. We've had the easy job of all this. When I had this crazy idea back in August, I was hoping we might get 5 or maybe 6 episodes. And it's just hard to believe we've gotten 14 now. And we couldn't have done it with the people who have joined us on screen. And I thought it'd be great to let them introduce themselves and share with our audience the role they've played this year, because really without them, this whole project wouldn't have been possible. So Rachel, let's start with you, and then Michael and Samantha. Tell us what you've done for the show, and so we can thank you. Go ahead, Rachel.
Yeah, so I'm Rachel Pedigo. Fuchs called me back in, I don't even remember when, to see if I was open to doing editing, because I graduated in May with a degree in media production, and I'd done a few other editing things for the band when I was a student there. I played cymbals for 3 years, and I was drum major my senior year. So I've been editing with Michael. I've been doing kind of the overall construction of things, as well as the section features. And I've just been communicating with Adam and Fuchs and Samantha and Michael about everything that we need to construct this every week, uploading it to Facebook and YouTube for Samantha to do all of her little social media magic. And so, yeah, that's what I've been doing. It's been a lot of fun. I've really enjoyed being part of this. It, is one of the biggest things I've been a part of so far in my editing career. So I'm very thankful for the opportunity to be able to learn so much about the history of the program and to be able to provide a step in the show to get it out to everyone that likes to watch it.
Great. Michael?
Hi, everyone. I'm Michael Coe. I was in the Marching Tar Heels from 2014 to 2018. I played mellophone. I was the co-video editor with Rachel. I did the staff highlight and the Where Are They Now alumni features that you saw every week. I would get the raw interviews from Adam every week and then cut them up into 3 to 5 minute portions, I guess you would call them, and send them along to Rachel, where she would touch them up with the captions and whatnot. And I also did the Hark the Sound video that you're about to see. It was really cool to see all the different pictures, hear all the different parts that you don't normally hear when you're surrounded by all of your own instrument. So that was really awesome. It's been cool to hear from all different members of the Marching Tar Heels from the 1960s to just last year. So very, very grateful to have been involved in this project.
It's been a pleasure having you. Samantha?
Hey everyone, you guys have already met me on the show, but I was in the band from 2015 to 2019. I played clarinet, and I've been handling all the communications for the show. So making sure it gets uploaded every week to Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and then handling all the fun social media promotional content you guys have seen along the way, and then also spamming your emails every single week. So thanks for opening those. Thanks for checking out all that fun stuff that you guys have gotten every single week. Yeah, and it's just been an awesome opportunity. Again, thanks, Mr. Fuchs, for the opportunity to keep, working with one of my favorite social media accounts that I've ever worked with. So yeah.
Well, thank you all for all your effort. We've had, I think we're up to over 16,000 views for the show, I believe is correct. So it's been great working with you, and I hope we can collaborate again So thanks for joining us. And Adam, of course, thank you for steering the ship and leading us all down the path. You've done a masterful job.
Well, thank you so much. And this has really been an incredible ride for all of us here on this screen to be a part of the show, The Pride of the ACC. This is the end of the road for us for season 1, and we do now want to unveil something that we're very proud of. Michael spent so much time on it. So here is our rendition of Hark the Sound.
Hark